Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Trading on margin, utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that can lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any of our software alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain significant loss. You should not invest any capital or trade that you cannot afford to lose. It is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading and to seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you have any doubts. Auvoria Prime does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade.
So tonight, guys, we're going to walk through how to get set up with AIRO, as well as how to navigate the website so that you can get to your VPS, as well as get to your software. All right. If you guys don't know me, my name is Nathan Williams. I am the developer of AIRO. I'm also the director of Forex education for Auvoria Prime. In 1 second here, and we'll get set up. All right. So, I want to first thank you guys for joining the movement. Purchasing the software. Got a lot in store for you guys. Already in place, as well as a lot coming. All right. So, first things first. How do you access the software? That's first things first. And so, what you want to do is, you should have been when you walk through setting up your software or paying for it, the bronze pass, silver pass, whatever pass you're choosing, you didn't have to go and select your softwares. All right, so let's go to the website here. Oh, you just kicked me out. Hold on, guys. Let me log back in. All right, there we go. Log back in. Let me share my screen. All right, so there we go, guys. So we are logged into the back office. All right, and I am over here on the side menu. To get that, you hit these three little lines here, and then I'm under AP Marketplace. So AP Marketplace. So you have Dashboard, then AP Marketplace. Under AP Marketplace, I go to Switch Tools. Here's where you can go to select your software. Here's where you can go to switch your softwares. So again, the cool thing about Auvoria Prime is you can switch your softwares once a week. So every Friday, you can switch your softwares. All right. And so if you have a software, it'll tell you right here which software you're actually that's active. So you can see I have AIRO active. So if you don't have this or more, you at least need to be seeing this and showing AIRO is active. Then you need to go and select your tool. All right. The way it's going to look if you haven't selected the tool is it'll be a blank box, and then all you do is scroll down on the page and you'll see the different softwares. And you just find AIRO, select that, and you're good to go. All right. Now, once you select the AIRO, it takes about 30 minutes for the company to create your VPS, 30 minutes to an hour. So in that range, give it about an hour, but 30 minutes to an hour to create your VPS. Your VPS is a virtual private server. It's a computer that's in the cloud. Few reasons why you have this. The computer that's in the cloud, number one, allows you to be able to access it no matter where you're at and no matter on what device. All right. You literally can access your computer from your phone, from your tablet, from your laptop, from your desktop. If you don't have those, you can log into somebody else's and be able to access the software. So it's a pretty cool tool that allows you to access the software at any given time. As you can see here on my phone, let me pull it up here for you guys. You guys can see it. It's pretty cool. As you guys can see here, I've got the VPS showing from my phone right here. All right, so it's a pretty cool feature there. It allows you to access the software from your phone as well, because you can't put the software directly onto your computer. All right, you have to access it from the VPS that is provided for you. Another cool thing about the VPS is that it gives you the flexibility of not having to worry about your computer going out or anything of that nature. So, for example, my software, as well as the other software the developers have placed out, they need to always be running because they send out signals. So, for example, on the expert advisors, whenever they receive a setup for you to take a trade, if the computer is closed or turned off, then you would never receive those trades. So, because the software is in the virtual private server, it's in the cloud, the computer's always running. Therefore, what? Therefore, you'll always be notified when there's a trade that's available to be taken. Same thing with the AIRO software. Even though the AIRO software is a manual trading software, there are notifications of trade opportunities that arise. So it's going to send you notifications. If this software was on your computer and your computer was off, you wouldn't receive the notifications. All right. So we'll go over how to set up those notifications so that you can receive to your phone as well and be notified. And then lastly, the last thing is protection of the software. So as a developer, I don't want my software being ripped off and sold or given away for free. And so, this allows for the protection of the software because people cannot log into your MT4 and take the software because everything is protected. All right, so that's the cool aspect about it. So once we're here on this screen here, you want to select the launch VPS. It's going to take you to a whole nother screen. And from here, you have the Auvoria Prime Connect page. All right. Now, there's two ways to connect to your software. All right. Through the VNC, the Virtual Network Connect, or through the RDP, the Remote Desktop Protocol. All right. It is highly recommended that you go through the Remote Desktop. So if you have a Windows computer, Windows-based computer, you already have Microsoft Remote Desktop connected, or already installed, because it's a Microsoft software. If you have a Mac like I do, then you need to go to the App Store and you need to download the Microsoft Remote Desktop. It's free and it allows you to connect to your VPS. I'll show you both, but there's a big difference on why you want to have your software connected to your remote desktop. Number one, you get a full screen and not a mini screen. I'll show you the differences. Number two, the picture quality is better. And number three, the speed is faster. All right, so you have faster speed. All right, so to get to your VPS account, you got this little drop-down menu here, VPS accounts. Click this here. Go to your access pass. Don't worry about the password. I'll tell you, my password is showing, and it shows on all my videos. This video right here is being recorded, so it'll show as well. Do not give anyone your password. All right. The reason why I do mine and give mine away is because I'm showing you guys this for demonstration purposes. However, if you were to log into mine, you would only get access to my demo account. So you would never have access to any of my real money. But you don't want to give anybody access because they could trade in and do damage to your account, trade your account, whatever the case may be. So you want to protect your account. All right. But here's the password. All right. So you want to copy this password here. And I'll show you how to find it again if you close it without copying it. But you need this copied so you can log in if you want to log into the VNC. All right. Once you've done that, you have these down here. Connect to VPS, reboot your VPS. There are two ways to reboot your VPS. In the website right here, and then also inside the actual VPS. And I'll show you that as well. Here's vPassword. So you select that. Boom, pops back up again. So if you close it by accident, no worries. You can always come back. And then remote desktop connection. You definitely don't want anybody to have this information. As you can see here, these are the credentials needed to log into your VPS. And this is what you need for your remote desktop. All right. Do not give anybody these credentials. Again, I'm showing mine because mine just leads to my VPS that is a demo account. So you won't be able to do anything. I mean, if you want to lose 5,000 fake dollars, that's fine. I'll just create another account. All right. So first, we're going to go through the VNC, which is through the website. Again, it is not highly recommended that you do this. All right. Better user experience if you go through the remote desktop. So to connect to your VNC, you select connect to your VPS. Make sure you've already got the password. It's going to open up another tab for you. So that way you can always switch back to get to your password. All right. Now, let it fire up here. You see it's going to say press Control Alt Delete to sign in. All right, there are a lot of the VPS is locked down. All right, let's put it that way. So there are a lot of stipulations. You cannot, if you've ever had a VPS before, you're not going to have full functionality. And again, the reason why is to ensure that the safety of the softwares. All right. So this press Control Alt Delete to begin. You don't actually press it. You come up here where it says Send Control Alt Delete. You hit that button. Boom, boom, boom. Pops up. All right. I'm already signed in, but it's gonna bring up a blank screen for you with a white box. Let me click on this one like this here. All right. So you're gonna want to sign in. All right. Right here where it says password, you can't enter a password in there. Here in the top right hand corner where it says type or paste your password to send, click there, paste your password there. You see it automatically puts it here, and then hit the button right there to log in. All right. When you log in for the first time, it's going to look like this. And now you are logged in. As you can see here from my screen, you can see here, you don't have the full chart. You see the sides here. All right. It's going to be nice, not as clear, but you can do everything from here. As you know, again, I can log into MetaTrader 4 and download everything here. Just want to show you this here of what it looks like. All right, that is how you log into your VPS, through the VNC process, which is directly through the website. All right, you should have here at the very top left hand corner. If you have 4 softwares, it should tell you which 4 you have. If you have 2, it'll tell you which 2. If you have 3, it'll tell you which 3. If you only have 1, like I show here, I only have 1. It says AIRO. If all 4 say nothing, 2 things have happened, or 3 things have happened. Number 1, you haven't selected your software. So go back, select your software. Number 2, once your VPS is created and you log in, there's a little lag on when your software pops up, because once the VPS is created, then the company has to go ahead and, the process of uploading your account, your VPS account with the software that you selected takes a few minutes. So you may have logged in too soon. So just give it another 5-10 minutes before your software pops up. And the third reason could be a glitch. So the third reason that you may not see anything here, if you've gone through you've had a couple hours since VPS was created, if you've already selected your software, then just make sure you go back and submit a ticket. All right, and to submit a ticket, you want to come back to this page here, and instead of going to AP Marketplace, you come down here to support, and then you just go to submit a ticket right here. All right, submit a ticket right here under support. All right. Again, here's the other button I was telling you about with the reboot. So you can reboot from the website and from the computer. All right, website, reboot, inside the VPS, reboot. When you reboot, the most effective reboot is when you reboot in both places. All right, so if you have any issues and someone says a reboot, make sure to reboot in both places. All right, that way you get the the best setup. Everything gets flushed out. It's recommended to reboot your software or your VPS once a week. So typically Friday when the markets close, or on Saturday or Sunday before the market opens back up. You also want to do your Windows update. So right underneath the reboot, you have Windows update. So you want to do that once a week as well. So typically what I do is once a week I hit my reboot. Once it's rebooted, I then go back in there and I hit the Windows update. All right. That way everything gets flushed out, refresh, boom, update, get the newest Windows update. Because again, this is a computer in the cloud. All right. So now we've seen that, we are going to press on to how to connect to your remote desktop. All right. So again, you just come to this section here, the Auvoria Prime Connect, select remote desktop connection. All right. And then these information right here is what you're going to copy and paste into your remote desktop. All right. So I'll show you how that works. Let me stop sharing here. I'm gonna pull up my remote desktop for you guys real quick. See if we got any questions first. We'll go over how to, the way you switch between brokers is simply just to log into another broker. So we can go over that. But yeah, if you want to switch brokers, you typically just switch brokers. Not a problem. Give me 1 second, guys, here. So the question is, if you had a 2-week free trial, when it expires and you actually purchase the software, do you have to set everything up again? And the answer is yes. Yes, you do. So if you're on here and you've got a free 2-week free trial, once your free trial is done, then you do have to set everything up all over again. So you will get a brand new VPS and have to go through the process. We will go over, as Ernest explained earlier, we will go over how to log in a new broker. So that's not a problem. The app is called the Microsoft Remote Desktop. Microsoft Remote Desktop. Let me show you the icon. Same thing for your phone. Same thing from your phone. All right, so you guys know this is the icon right there. That icon is going to be the one for your phone, whether you have a Android phone or an Apple phone like I have. All right, as well as on the desktop. That's going to be the icon right there. All right. AIRO is only used on MT4. That is correct. That is correct. So someone asked about putting the pip counter on the right-hand side. The answer is no. We started off on the right-hand side, and because everyone has different size screens, it messed up how that was set up. So I may revisit that later on, but putting it on the left-hand side has been the best for everybody because everyone has it. You can see it. It's not hidden. Some people's screens resolution, was messing up when the pip counter was on the right-hand side. All right. All right. So let me pull up the remote desktop here. All right, so first things first, let me share my screen so you guys can see it. This is the login for the Microsoft Remote Desktop. I have a Mac, so I'm on a MacBook Air laptop right now, and this is what the Microsoft Remote Desktop login screen looks like. As you can see here, I've got 3 different logins. I got my personal one, and I got 2 through AP. One, the one that I pay for, my developer one, and then again my personal account. So I got 3 different accounts here. I named them something different so I know which one is which. All right. So how do I have these set up? Yours will be blank. So again, you want to make sure you have those 3 credentials that were on the screen. All right. From the website, username, IP, password. Username, IP, password. You're going to copy and paste these one by one. All right. Let's go back here. All right, so to add a computer or a virtual private server, you simply select the plus button. All right, once you select that, it's not showing it here. Let me share that. Once you select that, you're gonna get the setup screen. Boom, looks like this. All right. Connection name. This is the name you give the computer. Mine says AP and AP35. So I know that the different ones. So you can just call yours whatever you want to call it. You want to call it AIRO? Let's put that in there. AIRO. All right. PC name. That's the IP. It says host name or IP address. You paste the IP in here. So where it says IP semicolon, that's the IP address. Paste it in there. Username is trader. It's gonna all right, and the password, paste the password in there. All right, once you've done that, and I'm already logged in, so I'm gonna delete this here. Once you've done all that, you simply just close this here. All right, once you close that, you then have that showing here. It'll show here. All right, you double click on it. Let me stop sharing so you guys can see it here. Once you double click on it, then bada bing, bada boom, here we are. We're inside of the what? The VPS. Looks just like the one we logged into on the computer, but it's a full-size screen. You see, I got AIRO number 1, but the reboot and the Windows update are up here instead of down here on the bottom. All right. So you double click AIRO, and it's going to pop up your what? Your MT4. As you guys remember, inside the website, same gray screen. Logged in, but I don't have any charts up. All right, that's how you log in. All right, so now that we know how to log in to the remote desktop, if you guys are waiting for your VPS to be created, you can always come back and watch the video. If you guys didn't know, all of my videos for what's typically the Sunday night call, which is we're doing today, are uploaded to the Auvoria Prime YouTube channel. So you can go on there and watch all those videos over and over again. Also, anytime myself or any other educators are on a call and doing a live trade session, those are recorded and placed on the same YouTube channel as well. So you can always go back and watch those. All right. All right. Let's see here. Now that we're logged in, I'm already logged into my actual account. All right, so if you want to log into a broker, whether it be for the first time or if you want to log into a second broker, a different broker, but a different, same through MT4 here, but a different broker, you want to come here for the file. You want to come down here to open an account. And then from here, you want to log into your broker. All right, now, I can't recommend any brokers to you guys. But what I recommend you look for in a broker are a few things. Number one, you want to look for a broker that gives you a lot of asset class options. So for example, there's some brokers out there that only let you trade Forex, and that's it. So you want to find a broker that gives you a lot of asset classes, because as you learn and advance in trading, you're going to want to trade more than just Forex pairs. So you want to look for a broker that gives you Forex pairs, a broker that gives you, stocks and indexes, precious metals, energies, all right? Even exotic Forex pairs, all right? Cryptocurrencies. Number two, you want to make sure you get with a broker that has low spreads. So we'll go over the spread, but the spread is the difference between the bid and the ask. I'll go and show you what that means. But low spreads. So a low spread broker. It allows you to get into profit faster. Also, the fees are lower. All right. Next, you want to make sure you get with the broker. Has good customer service. So they're known for having good customer service. That's always a must for any not any broker, but anything you deal with. Any company you deal with, make sure they have a good customer service. And then last but not least, you want to go with an A-book broker. So an A-book broker. There are B-book and C-book brokers. The difference is significant. So a B-book and C-book broker, you are trading against the broker. An A-book broker, you're trading against the market. I'll explain what I mean. A B-book and C-book broker, when you lose a trade, that money goes into their bank account, that broker's bank account. When you make money, that money comes out of their bank account. As you guys know, every broker is not in the business to losing money. If they lose money, they shut down. So B-book, C-book brokers manipulate the market. It is what it is. That's how it is. So you want to make sure you give the A-book broker, they don't manipulate the market. Examples of manipulating the market. You may look at one broker and there's a spike for 50 pips. So you see like a long 50 pip wick. And then on another broker, you may see that wick is only 8 pips. You're like, man, my broker had 50 pip wick. Why does your broker only have 8 pips? Typically, the broker with 8 pip wick is an A-book broker, and that's how far the market really moved. So I'll explain that as far as the market. There's two types of market. Whereas with the B-book broker, they manipulated the market to go a lot higher based on all the trades, because they understand, they know where your stop loss is at. They know where your take profit is at. They're the broker. They know it. Therefore, they're going to trade against you. They're going to manipulate the market in their favor. All right. So you want to make sure that you use an A-book broker. Again, I can't speak about it publicly on a call, but you can always get access to it. All right. Last, to explain the market, what do I mean by the market? There are what's called liquidity providers. All right. And so there's A-book liquidity providers, which are the actual banks that create the Forex market. All right. They actually have, they're the ones that have the charts. They create the actual charts. They create the market, the liquidity, which liquidity is the money, the actual money in the market. All right. And then there's liquidity providers that B-book and C-book brokers use. So a B-book, C-book broker, to my understanding, they use a liquidity provider for the charts, but their liquidity comes from them, their bank, their broker, their bank account. All right. The money they have in their account. All right. So technically, a B-book and a C-book broker, you're not trading against the broker. I mean against the market. You're trading against the broker. That's why they can manipulate that. They can't do that through a book liquidity provider. All right. All right. So now we'll get that out of the way. Make sure you find a broker. Again, those are just what I recommend. You can trade with whoever you want. So if people ask all the time, what broker do I recommend? I can't recommend them publicly. All right. However, I'll give you what I do recommend. You look for in a broker. All right. And then people ask, can I use my broker? You can use whoever you want to. So if you have a broker you've been using for years, you can log into them. All right. So for example, someone made a comment about Trader's Way. So if you want to add a new broker, again, we went to File, open an account. So even if you've already logged into your broker, anytime you want to add another broker, this is what you do. File, open an account, scroll down here to add new broker. So I'm gonna type in Trader's Way. Hit Trader's Way and hit scan. And boom, boom, boom. There it is. Trader's Way demo, live, and live 2 popped up. So depending on now once I've gone to my broker and I've sent them, I've set up on their website and I've created a demo account or a live account, they will send me an email. It'll tell me 4 types of information that I need. Number 1, it tells me what server my broker is on. Am I on the demo server, the live server, or the live 2 server? All right. That way you know which one to select. So let's say we set the demo first, because I always recommend setting a demo account up first. All right. No matter how good you are at trading, all right, you want to make sure that whenever testing new softwares out, testing anything out new, a new strategy, whatever, you want to do a demo first to practice it until you get it down. No reason of risking your money, on trying something new when you just go to a demo account to practice. All right, so say we got a demo account. So you highlight demo and you select next. Now, after that, you're gonna go to existing trade account because you've already set up your demo account. And you also select this if you have a live account. All right, now there's 3 more pieces of information the broker's gonna give you. They told you, they give you your server. They're gonna give you your login, which is gonna be your account number. So your login is gonna be your account number, whatever that is, a bunch of random numbers. And then they give you 2 passwords. All right. So they give you your server name. They give you your login, which is just your account number. So they say account number. And they give you 2 passwords. Now, the first password is your trader password. That's the password you never give away. That's the one you put in here. All right. Trader password allows you to make trades. The next one is your investor password. Your investor password is the one you do give away if you want somebody to log into your account. So you can give them your investor password to log into your account. All right, that allows them to you give them your username, your account number, and your investor password. If you give that to me, I can log in and just see your results. So if you want somebody to be able to see your results, you can help them. You can set that up for them, or you can create a MyFX book for them. All right. Once you put everything in here, you just select finish. That's it. I'm not going to select that because I'm already logged in. But whether you're logging in for the first time or you're trying to add a broker, this is the way in the process that you go through. All right. Once you do that, you have 4 big charts that pop up. you can close all those down and we'll start fresh. So before I move forward on the setup process, let me stop sharing and see if anybody's got any questions here. Yes, you can have AIRO on your phone without using a remote. No. So the crazy thing, MT4 app, they don't allow you to have custom indicators on their phone. So even if I could give you this software without going through the company, you cannot put any custom software on the MetaTrader 4 app. That's not the way they allow things. So it doesn't matter, let's see here. Got it. Is B licensed or regulated? All right. So B book brokers and C book brokers, some of them may be, all of them are licensed. You have to be licensed to be a broker. Everyone's licensed, but they may not always be regulated. All right. So that's another thing about B book brokers. They may not be regulated, which means these B book and C book brokers. I know of some that actually they shut their website down and ran away with everybody's money. So that's the risk you run. That was years ago, a couple years ago, where this very popular broker, came on board. They were on board. People were trading with them. Everything was great. And in about like 8 months, they disappeared, taking everybody's money. I know a couple people that had over $100,000 in their account. Boom, disappeared. Website you couldn't access no more. You can't do your withdrawals no more. So it's another reason to have an A book broker. All right, they're regulated, they're licensed. All right, and they go, and there's no manipulation. All right. So no more questions here. Cool. So let's log back in, and I will walk you through the setup process. All right. Now, first thing first, you want to make sure you have everything set up properly. So first thing first, you want to, once you've logged in, you should see this at the bottom. You should see at the top your account number and your broker name, and then what account number you're logged into. See? So I've got my account number at the top, the broker name, and it tells me what server I'm on, the Demo 3 server. And you can see demo account. And you're logged in as well, because you see down here in the bottom right-hand corner, it doesn't say disconnected, it doesn't say invalid account. It says it has green and red bars and gives you the status, the connection status in kilobytes. If it says disconnected or invalid account, you have logged in incorrectly. It's not AIRO, it's not the VPS. You have logged in incorrectly, because that will happen if you logged in on your regular MT4 on your computer. It's your login. So either you put the wrong account number in and wrong password in. All right, passwords with all these brokers are case sensitive. That's why you need to put them in exactly the way you need to put them in. The hard part with logging into the VPS is you can't copy and paste. So you need to go through and put it in exactly the way you put it in. L's sometimes look like I's look like L's, capital. So you got to play around with those different combinations. You got to put it in exactly the right way before you see this status right here. Once you see this here, there's these kilobytes, this connection status, then you are good to go. You are officially logged in. If you don't, you've logged in incorrectly. All right, I'm logged in now. Before you even start trying to set up, you want to make sure you have everything. All right, to make sure you can see everything, select create new chart and just put a new chart on. All right, once you put a new chart on, everything is activated so you can actually utilize. So this icon right here is templates icon. Select that. All right, you see here on this one, mine doesn't say, and I did do this on purpose so I can show you guys the difference. I'm gonna log into the other one to show you. Mine does not have AIRO or blackout. You need to see both the AIRO and blackout templates here under the template folder. If you don't have them, submit a ticket. I showed you guys where to submit a ticket at. So let me stop sharing here and let me log into my other VPS and show you exactly what that looks like. Show you exactly what it looks like when you have everything set up the correct way. All right, so I logged into my other one, my other MT4. As you can see, different broker, different account number, still a demo account. You can take my stuff and log in if you want to. It doesn't really matter. I don't have money tied to this account. They're all under my personal. That way I protect myself from anybody logging in, because I do have this on, all my videos on YouTube. So, and people are watching, and some people are not honest. So, um, as you can see here in the bottom right-hand corner, kilobytes. I'm logged in. I'm logged in correctly. All right. Now, next. As you see, I got the GBP USD up again. When I select templates again, you can see here, AIRO and blackout. This is how it should look. All right. You should have both of these here. If you don't, again, submit the ticket. So I want to make sure I show this to you guys. That's why I have the two there for demonstration purposes. So the first one shows you don't have it. If you have it, put in a ticket. They'll get that. Some people have one or the other. Some people have neither. So make sure you actually put a ticket in if you don't have that. All right. So now we got that out of the way. Let's go ahead and expand this here. Now to get set up, what you want to do is you get the chart here. You want to come over here to this icon here, the gold folder with the gold star. That's the navigator. You want to select that. And then yours should look something like this. All right. And so what you want to do is, first thing you want to do, is go to templates and select blackout. All right. Because I'm going to show you how to set up. Well, first we'll show you how to set up just the software. So there's two ways. You can run this without, the dashboard, and you can run this with the dashboard. I will walk you through how to do both. So let me close this out here. Let me open up the chart. So if you don't really care about the dashboard, you don't want to use it, all right, you got this chart here open. You can just come up here to templates, come to AIRO, drop AIRO on the chart, bada bing, bada boom. You're good to go. There it is. All right. So every time you open up a new chart, all you got to do is just go here and select AIRO. And it puts it on the chart for you. All right, good to go. If you don't, you don't have to. If you want to use a dashboard, again, I'll explain the differences between the two. But if let's say you like to trade 5 pairs, all right, you have to have all 5 open. You see, I've got 2 open down here. I switch between the 2, and you have to have the software on all 5. And so that might not be bad for you, all right, to have all 5 open and put the charts on there if you're more experienced and have a strategy and whatnot. Now, if you are wanting to, sorry guys, sorry about that. Give me 1 second. Somebody try to call me. All right. Let me stop sharing. Let's go back to that once again. Here we go. Sorry about that, guys. So, if you want to be able to track, let's say 10, 15, 20 pairs, which I don't know why you would. It's a lot to actually to monitor, but you can monitor it all from one chart, which would also allow you to get other information. So that is what's called the dashboard. So what you want to do is you want to close down your charts here. You can open up. Yeah, see, it doesn't matter what you open up. Just any chart. All right, open up any chart. You want to go to the templates folder, select blackout. All right, so get the blackout background. You then want to come over here to the navigator. Remember the gold folder with the gold star. And you want to come to expert advisors. Hit the plus button, AIRO dashboard. If you don't see this here, make sure you submit a ticket. All right. Double click on AIRO dashboard. And you come to the AIRO dashboard here. Go to, under common, you would come here. So about, don't worry about it. Come to common. Go ahead and enable all 4 of these. Enable alerts, check mark. Allow live trading, check mark. Allow DLL imports, check mark. Allow import of external exports. Check mark. All right. Once it's all checked, then come to inputs. All right. Under inputs, here's where the magic happens. All right. So from here, you can do a couple of things. First thing is pairs you want to watch. Double click that. You get the drop down icon here. Click that. You can select your own pairs. So your own pair list. The core 7, which are the 7 most traded pairs. The core 14 are the 14 most traded pairs. And then, of course, all 28 standard Forex pairs. There are more than 28 pairs. I believe there are 64 pairs total, but that includes the 36 exotic pairs. So this just goes over the core pairs. And then you have just the AUDs, CADs, so forth and so on. So we just want to watch just these pairs only. All right. Now, for me, I look at more than just Forex pairs. So I'm going to go to own pair list. All right. Next is the time frames to use. So if you have, these are all the time frames available. As you can see right up here, these are the time frames here. These are all the same time frames. This will allow you to receive notifications from all time frames. I don't look at all time frames. I only look at 4. So you can change what you have here. So I'm going to delete week 1, day 1. H4, H1, I'm going to keep. I'm going to get rid of M30. I'm going to keep M15 and even 5. I'm going to delete M1. So you see here, everything is set up. It's got to be set up the proper way. M5, it has to be capital M. Everything's got to be the exact same way as it is here on the actual MT4 background platform. You can see here. Here are all the time frames. They have to be the exact way. Capital M5. No space, comma, no space, M15. All right, no spaces. Only thing that separates them is a comma. All right. Once that's all set up there, next is your own pairs. So you want to come in here and you want to get rid of what you don't want. So I recommend 10 pairs. All right. So here are the 10 pairs. All right. That I recommend. All 6 GBP pairs, so the pound pairs, and then 4 euro pairs. But this is how you put them in. And again, you need to put them in exactly the way your broker has it. So when you start adding in indices and cryptocurrencies, you need to put it in the exact way your broker has it. All right. I'll show you where to find that in a second. Actually, we can go look at that now. Let's set this up first, and I'll show you where to find that at. So GBP, JPY, all caps, comma, no space, comma. GBP, USD, all caps, no space, comma. GBP, AUD, all caps, no space, comma. GBP, NZD, no space, or all caps, no space, comma. GBP, CAD, all caps, no space, comma. GBP, CHF, all caps, no space, comma. EUR, AUD, all caps, no space, comma. EUR, GBP, all caps, no space, comma. EUR, JPY, EUR, JPY, all caps, no space, comma. And, comma. EUR, NZD, all caps, no space. When you're done, the very last one, don't put a comma on it. All right. But that's it. So I've got all the 10 pairs I recommend right there. All right. Come down here. Only thing you want to worry about is allow alerts. Make sure that's true. You can turn everything off. False. Turn it off. Turn it to false. All right. So allow alerts. True. Alerts message. Alert sound. Alerts notify. You can have those on if you want to. The alert sound is cool because it gives you a sound from your computer. All right. I don't really care about it because I get notifications to my phone. So I know when I get an alert. And then down here, you have the text font and the size. All right. I don't touch any of that. ADR number of days. So ADR, again, the dashboard tracks the ADR for every pair. ADR stands for average daily range. That means what are the average number of pips that a currency pair or a asset class moves on average every 24 hours. That gives you some good information because we trade with ADR. And as you learn more about the average daily range, you'll see where that comes in handy at. All right. So I always put mine on 10, so I recommend. 10 is 10 trading days. So what it's doing is it's tracking the average number of days price moves so many pips for the last 2 weeks. So it's a 2-week rolling average. All right. Once you've done all that, you're done. Select OK. And the dashboard pops up. All right. First things first, you should see it say AIRO dashboard and a smiley face in the top right hand corner here. All right. That smile, if you have a sad face, you need to come over here and turn the auto trading button on. All right. Auto trading button. All right. So auto trading, you select that button and turn it on. That should turn the smiley face. If this is a sad face still, then click on the sad face, come back to common, and make sure you have allow live trading on. If this is not on or this is not on, auto trading, it'll be a sad face. All right. Once you're good to go, this should populate. If it doesn't populate right away, just select one of these little black squares right here, close the chart, come back. All right. Now, we missed something very important. My apologies. If you miss anything, you don't have to start over again. If you want to add another pair, you don't have to start over again. Simply select the smiley face. All right. Now, what we missed was the dashboard. As you see here, I get all the information here. All right. But when I click on these icons, it doesn't show me the right chart. So when I click on that icon, it should pop up. You see it popped up on the GBP JPY minute 5 chart like it's supposed to, but where's AIRO? All right. So you simply close this out. And every time you pop up, click one of these here, it'll open up a whole new chart for you. See here, no charts down here. If I click on this here, now I got both of them showing. All right. Never close the one that has your dashboard on it. All right. Close the one with the chart on it. I'll close this down as well. So I am missing AIRO. So I'll come back, click my smiley face. I come back to inputs, and right here under template for new chart, it says default. Double click, delete, type in AIRO, all caps, AIRO, all capital. Select OK. Now we're good to go. So now if I select GBP JPY M5, bada bing, bada boom, it opens it up with the chart. All right. So let's talk about the dashboard. And before we talk about the dashboard, let me stop and see if there's any questions. All right. A few questions here. We talked about this earlier, guys. If you want to access AIRO through your phone, you want to download the Microsoft Remote Desktop on your phone and then just log in. All right. That's the only way. MT4 does not allow you to put custom indicators onto their mobile app. So you have to download Microsoft Remote Desktop, and then you can have access to everything I see on that screen, I can see on my phone. All right. To open up a live account, to open a live account, to fund it, you can fund your account with crypto, or you can fund your account with whatever options that your broker gives you. So it all depends on the options, from the broker. All right. I don't handle the broker. I don't own a broker. I'm not a broker. I just, so it depends on your broker. So whatever broker you utilize, like my broker is real simple. I send them Bitcoin, and the Bitcoin's in my account typically within an hour or less, and then I can take that Bitcoin and put it into my account. Real simple. If you need help, you can always go to YouTube and type in how to fund my broker, and put your broker's name in there. How to fund my live account on X broker. So whatever your broker's name is, input that there for X, and you get all these videos that pop up to show you exactly how to do so. All right. Let's go to the chat here. Why do some alerts show buy or sell price and some don't? So you're getting alerts from both. You see some alerts come from the dashboard, and some alerts come from the actual software itself. I left both in there because some people don't use the dashboard. Some people only use the software. So they open up charts, put the software on. They put AIRO on. So I left alerts on both for that very reason. Alerts coming from the dashboard don't have prices. Alerts coming from the actual software, AIRO itself, do have the price. That is why. Yes, Michael. We had to add that default, change default to AIRO. All right, so all questions answered. Let's go back to the chart. All right, we will talk about the dashboard real quick, and then we'll be done, guys. So as you can see here, you have your symbols. These are the 10 pairs I recommend. All right, now if you want to add more pairs, or you're wondering, so for example, if you have these boxes here grayed out for a certain pair, and you click on it and nothing opens up, that means you did not enter in this correctly. So to find out how your broker lists their symbol, you want to come up here to view, symbols, and then you can find all your symbols. Here, Forex crosses, you see all the different types of symbols they have here. Mini Forex, VAR, Major, Pro Cross, all the EU shares, the stocks, US shares. Open them up, see exactly how they have it in there. So you see GER30, the German 30 is GER30. Whereas with some brokers, it might be DE. So D is David, E is Echo. All right. NAS 100, that's the NASDAQ. So NAS 100, some brokers, they have it as US 100, kind of like US 30. All right. So you have to put it in exactly the way your broker has it. If you're using, some brokers have it .pro, .cash, .var. You got to type it in the exact same way they have it here. So if it says SPX 500 .pro, then when you type it in into the settings, you need to type it in SPX 500, all capital, .pro. All right, it's got to be the exact same way they have it here at the very beginning. Don't worry about what's in quotation, only what it shows right here. All right. You know you've done it right when you see that these are blacked out. When these are black, that means you've done it right. When they're grayed out, that means you put them in wrong. All right. So whenever you have done that properly, you'll see that these are all dark. Everything's good to go. So this here shows the symbols that you are watching, or the dashboard is monitoring for you. If you want to add some, remember, click on the smiley face, go to inputs, double click here on own pairs, and come to the end, add a comma, no space, and then type in whatever. So we'll type in XAU USD for gold. All right. Select OK. There it is. XAU USD. As you can see here, it lit up red. We'll talk about that later. All right. So first thing first, symbols, SPR is the spread. All right. The spread. I told you guys we talk about that. So click on that one. SPR is the spread. You can see here, when you log in, the template is already set. So you're going to have a red line and a white line. The red line is your ask. The white line is your bid. So if you select buy, it's going to put your buy exactly where the red line is at. Your entry is going to be right there. If you select sell, it's going to be exactly where the white line is at. You always buy at the ask. You always sell at the bid. All right. Now, the difference between the two, or this gap, the difference, how many pips is in between, that is your spread. All right. That's what we're talking about. When it came to brokers, having a broker with low spreads. So as you can see here, this is the spread. If the spread is less than 3 pips, it'll be white. You see GBP NZD is at 3.1. So we select that. It's a big gap. I like spreads for Forex pairs. A spread less than 3 is good. Anything over 3 is a little drastic. It's a little high. All right. Look at that. It is just turned 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, and look what happened. You got 2 notifications. All right. We'll talk about that in a second, though. So it will light up red if the spread is over 3, which kind of gives you a warning that, hey, it's a high spread. Also, around the hours of 4 p.m., between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, the spreads will be astronomical. That's when the Forex market is switching over to a new day. And the spreads can be as high as, I've seen spreads as high as 30 pips. So that's there to kind of warn you, to let you know, hey, watch out, so that you don't enter a trade in accidentally. Some people enter a trade in during that time frame and wonder why they blow their accounts, or they go into a huge drawdown. Like, what happened? Because the higher the spread, when you put a trade on, the bigger your drawdown is. The lower the spread, the lower the drawdown. All right. Gold is 21, 23 pips. That's fine because it's gold. All right. But if you see something crazy like 100, 500, keep an eye on that one. All right. Next is daily open, DLYOPN. That's daily open. So from the time the market opens, and the market opens, it always starts over. Again, even the market stays open. The new Forex day starts at 4 p.m. Central. So every day at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, the dashboard will refresh, and this will start at 0. So if it's green, that means the market is up for the day. So on Great Britain pound, Japanese yen, price is up 21 pips from 4 p.m. Central Standard Time today. So since the open. All right. WLY open, you guessed it, is weekly open. The market opens at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time on Monday. On Sunday. I'm sorry, on Sunday. So far, GJ is up 71 pips from Sunday when it opened. All right, and you can kind of see here, if it's orange, that means it's either break even, so it's at the same price where it opened at, or it's lower. It's below where it opened. Like GBP USD is 10 pips lower than where it opened for the day. GBP AUD is 90 pips lower than where it opened for the week. So it's in a downtrend. All right. It's in a downtrend from where it opened at. Doesn't mean the overall trend is down, it just means, it's down there. All right. ADR, just say 10 there. Whatever number you leave it at or put it at, it'll say there. I recommend 10. It's a 2-week rolling average. Give you some very good data. Most expert advisors, most advanced traders, people on Wall Street, they use a 10-day ADR. That's why I use it, because the experts use it. All right. What this tells you is the average daily range and how many pips prices move for the day against the average daily range. So Great Britain pound, Japanese yen, its average daily range is 105 pips. So for the last 2 weeks, price moves on average 105 pips per day. So far today, prices moved 38 of those 105. All right, so you kind of get a gist of how far prices moved against the daily range. So if price is at 119 of 105, it's probably not wise to look for, let's say it's green, so price is going up. So it's like, all right, price has moved over 100% of its usual ADR. I probably don't want to look for a buy trade. I probably want to start looking for a sell. A pullback, or wait for a pullback to enter in a trade. All right. So there's some information depending on how you use ADR. That's kind of how I use it. All right. And the next, you see here your time frames. Remember, these are the 4 that I look at. Underneath them is a countdown timer. So you see here, and the countdown timer is a little delayed, but you see here, I got 1 minute and 5 until I get the next 5-minute candle. Or on the H4, I got 1 hour and 55 minutes until I get the next 4-hour candle pops up. That just kind of gives you an idea of how much time before you get the next candle for that specific time frame. And then you have the squares here. These correlate to the time frames for the individual pairs. So this one that's lit up red means that M15 has an alert. GBP USD has an alert on the minute 15. The alert is just an arrow. An arrow has popped up. All right. And so if it's red, that means it's a down arrow. If it's green, it's an up arrow. So you select it, and bada bing, bada boom, there it is. It is a down arrow. All right. So it monitors the potential trade opportunities for you. All right. That's pretty much it on the dashboard, guys. That is it. So let me stop sharing one more time to go over Q&A. I'll go over strategy number 1, which is the bag entry method. Please, can you add AIRO template on AIRO dashboard? Yeah, with the next update, I'll add a template. I can do that. I can add a template for the dashboard. Well, actually, no, I cannot. And here's why I don't add a template. You know what? I might add a template for just the pairs I recommend. But the reason why I didn't add a template in the very beginning is because people like to watch what they want to watch. But I will add a template of the 10 pairs that I recommend, and then you guys can always go in there and you can add to it. All right. Do all the bag guidelines work for indices, stocks, crypto? No, I don't teach. If you guys go through my videos, I don't teach about anything but the 10 pairs I recommend, which those strategies and everything applies to all Forex pairs. Most people are beginners that are using AIRO. So I'm not going to be teaching them about how to trade gold and indexes and stocks and cryptos. That is more advanced. All right. If you want to get that information, you have to join the live trade sessions. All right. If you missed a few setup steps, you can always come back and watch the videos. or you can go to YouTube. All right. I don't have it on my YouTube. I'm gonna start posting it on my YouTube. But if you go to Auvoria Prime's YouTube channel, all the videos, all the setup videos, all the live trade sessions are recorded and placed on there. If you add a pair to the dashboard, it didn't show the data. I just showed you a trick to fix that. You select one of the boxes, open up the chart, close the chart, everything will populate. All right, let's go back into it here. So if you add a pair, all you do, and you don't see the data populate, you select this here, then you close it, and then everything will populate in a couple seconds. All right. When the market is closed, there's no data coming from the broker because this comes from your broker's data. So if the market is closed, you will not see any of this data. So on the weekends, you don't see the data. Even though crypto might be open, you don't see the data. All right. So just know that when the market is closed, you don't see data. It's not the software, it's your broker. All right. So let's go here. All right. Now let's go over strategy number 1, and then we'll call it a day. So once we're in the software, I'll go over the software so you guys know what you're actually looking at. You have your green zones and your red zones. It's just support and resistance. Support, resistance, or the floor and the ceiling. All right, so the green zones are like the floor. I take a ball, I drop it on the floor, it does what? It hits the floor and it bounces where? Back up. If I take that same ball and I throw it at the ceiling, it's gonna hit the ceiling and do what? Bounce off and head back down. That's what all price does all day long. Comes down, hits the floor, bounces up. Comes up, hits the ceiling, bounces off. All right? That's all price does. The goal is to know which direction to trade in and when exactly to get in. All right? Number 2, you have here this blue line. This is your moving average, your AIRO moving average. The moving average is the visual guideline letting you know the direction of price. So you can see here, it's coming down here. So you can see price is going down, the blue line is going down. Price is going up, the blue line is going up. Price is green and above the blue line, it's an uptrend. Price is red and below the blue line, it's in a downtrend. Whether it's a long-term downtrend, short-term downtrend, long-term uptrend, short down, doesn't matter. It's currently in that trend. All right. Then you see here the candles. Some are green, some are red. All right. If it's green, that means it's in an uptrend. Price is moving up. Red, downtrend. All right. Then you have these gray zones here. See these gray shaded area? That is the money zone. The money zone is between 12 a.m. and 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right. 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Why? That money zone is called the money zone because over 80% of all of the volume traded during the foreign exchange market happens or is traded during the time frame. You can see, look, outside, the market doesn't move very much. Inside, bigger movement. Outside, doesn't move very much. Inside, bigger movements. Outside, not so much. Inside, yes, big moves. Why? That's when the market is alive. That's when price comes to life. That's when the market is traded. That's when the actual stock market, not stock market, that's when the sessions are. So this is Asia session here. So those who want to know, this is Asia session. London session is the first half of the money zone. And then the second half of the money zone is New York up until lunchtime. All right. So the money zone is from the first 2 hours before London session, all of London session, and then New York session up until lunchtime. All right. That is what the money zone, that's their time frame. And then you have the AIRO pips. It's a little hard to see sometimes. You can zoom out and get a better view of it right there, better view. But this is your pip counter. All right, I'm on a demo account, so I'll show you how it works here in a second. Let's just go ahead and put a trade on. I want to put trading. I'll put a sell and a buy. All right, so the pip counter is going to tell you overall, are you up or down on your pips if you have more than one position or more than one trade on multiple pairs. Also, you see I put in 2 trades. I put a buy trade in and a sell trade. Euro GBP is red, -1. That means that what? that means that you are in a sell on this trade and you're down 1 pip. This Euro GBP is green, which means I'm in a buy on this trade. It says negative once I'm down 1. All right. So all the trades you have, what we showed here, it'll show you overall. The arrow pip counter will show overall if you are positive or negative on your trades. And then underneath it, you have the individual positions you have, and it shows you how many pips you're up or down. That way, no matter what you're on, so let's see here, I'm gonna go to another chart here. Let's go to GBP USD chart. Boom. Doesn't matter if I'm on a different chart, I'll be able to understand and see that I'm what? I'm up or down on those trades. I'm on the GBP USD, but it's still showing me all the trades from Euro GBP. That's the cool thing about it. All right. You can manage it from another side. Let me go close these trades real quick here. All right. And then last but not least are the arrows. The arrows. There are 3 different types of strategies. This is the secret sauce behind the actual arrow software. All right. These arrows give you potential trade opportunities. You don't take them all. Watch the strategy videos to understand how to use them and how not to use them. You know, because you can actually take trades without utilizing the software. I mean the arrows, and we talk about that as well. So, rule number 1. I'm going to go over the bag strategy, which is strategy number 1, and then we'll be done with the call. All right. Rule number 1 is zoom all the way out to identify the trend. As you can see here, you have more green zones than red zones. You can see over, net prices naturally, even though it's going up and down, it's naturally going up. So you know your trend is up. All right. That's your trend. So you should be only looking for sell trades. Buy trades. Because you have more green zones than red zones, you should only be looking for buys. All right. Rule number 2, only take buys inside of the money zone. All right. Inside the money zone. That's when the market is most volatile. You can take them outside, but your probability of winning can lessen because outside the money zone, there's less liquidity in the market. So there's less money being traded, which means that anything can happen. Anything can happen. Some news will come out, and the market makers decide to move the market. Your broker decides to manipulate the market, and you lose a lot of money. You get stopped out. So only trade inside the money zone. If your broker's manipulating, make sure you switch to an A-book broker. All right. So rule number 1, identify the trend. Rule number 2, only trade that direction of the trend inside the money zone. And number 3, rule number 3 is only take bag entry trades in the direction of the trend inside the money zone. So what's bag entry? Bag stands for bounce, arrow, go. Bounce, arrow, go. So as you can see here, prices come down. It's bouncing up and down off of the green zone. You finally get a price bounces above, it bounces off. You get an up arrow. You get into the trade. Once you get the arrow, ran up almost 63 pips. As long as there's no red zone above you, you enter the trade in for 20 pips, take profit. You put a stop loss of 40 pips. As you can see here, let me zoom in for you guys. As you can see here, you enter the trade in. Price went backwards on you 2.5 pips, and then it ran up 62 pips. All you want is 20 pips. 40 pip stop loss, didn't even come anywhere close to that. That's it. Same thing for a sell. GBP USD here. We zoom out, you see more. We got more green and red. All right, let's find a pair. It isn't a sell trend right now. All right, this has a no trend, 3 red, 3 green. All right, so this is what I call a no trend. Prices just kind of moving sideways. There's no direct trend in it. So if you have even zones, you want to measure the distance between each zone. It's 45 pips. It's not big enough. If there's 50 pips in between each zone, you can take a bag entry trade in any direction. Doesn't matter, sell or buy. All right, but let's try to find one here. All right, great. You can clearly see we have more red zones than green zones. You see I zoomed all the way out to see the whole screen. More red than green. We're in a downtrend, big time. All right, as you can see here, price bounced off the red zone, arrow, sell. Bounce, arrow right there, go. We get in this candle here. Price drop 47 pips. We just won at 20. We win. 40 pips stop loss. Price only went backwards 6 pips and it dropped 47. It's a great trade right there. All right, inside the money zone with the trim. All right. And that's it, guys. That is it for the bag entry. I see nothing in Q&A, nothing in the chat. All right. You guys got any more questions? You can always come back and again watch the videos over again. You can ask people in the chat group. People will help you out there. Again, I appreciate you guys for being part of the journey. All right. The goal is to help 1 million people learn how to trade the financial markets. This is the start. So more changes to come out. I'm looking to make more updates. In the meantime, if you're going to trade tonight, make sure you trade responsibly. And I'll see you guys in the funny paper.